leave us. He chose to come to us. Our God, our Almighty God, chose to bend down from heaven and take on human flesh. How extraordinary is it that God sought the consent of a woman and the cooperation of a man, so that Emmanuel is with us, could become a reality. Emmanuel, God is with us, became a reality when a teenage virgin in all places, Nazareth, gave her fiat and said yes. Emmanuel, God is with us, was protected by a second fiat, that of Joseph, in his own encounter with his angel. Imagine for a moment if Joseph was not righteous. Imagine for a moment if Joseph chose to expose Mary to shame rather than shield her. Imagine for a moment that Joseph didn't take Mary into his home. Imagine for a moment if Joseph didn't take Mary and the child and flee to Egypt. The story of Emmanuel, God is with us, may have been radically different. Emmanuel, God is with us. We have the opportunity here this morning to experience God with us. We heard God speaking to us through human authors in the Gospels, but those are the words of Christ himself, echoing across the ages. To us, he speaks to us. He is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. He will be here with us in the real presence of the Eucharist. When we leave here, we'll experience God with us in the love of family and friends. Emmanuel, God is with us is easy when everything is merry and bright. But life isn't always merry and bright. Sometimes it's dark and it's cold. I look around and I see young people that may be dealing with bullying on social media, teenagers that may have just gotten through finals and had anxiety about the AP classes they're taking, students that are home from college that may have chosen a path towards a major, realize that God's calling them somewhere else. I look around and I see people that are mourning the loss of someone this holiday season, that may have estrangement in their families, that may be dealing with an illness, either themselves or with a loved one. I sat with that a little bit this week. Where did God choose to be born? Go beyond Nazareth. Use your imagination. What do you see? I see a dark place, a cave. I see a cold place, unkept, animals around, and probably didn't smell real well. That's where God chose to enter human history. He invites us to allow him to enter, because he is the King of glory, into the stable of our lives. Our world wants to tell us that either God doesn't exist, or God came for a brief moment in time and then went back to his heavenly throne, or God is simply absent. Nothing is further than the truth. However, like God asked for the cooperation and the consent of Mary and Joseph, I believe he's asking for our cooperation so that Emmanuel, God is with us, can be fulfilled here and now in our time. Brothers and sisters, we have an opportunity and a challenge. We can allow God to be defined by human time. He came and he went. We can allow God to be confined to that tabernacle, never brought out of this worship space. Or we can take him into the tabernacle of our hearts, and we can bring him to others. That's the opportunity. The challenge is going to require action, and it's going to require us telling our story. I've seen how this parish acts. At our Harvest Sunday, over 400 volunteers collected 25,000 personal items and grocery items. Hundreds of families across our area went to distribution centers, received food, had their basic needs met, and realized God is with us. At our shared Christmas, 800 tags were taken. Imagine for a moment the hundreds of people that will open up a gift on Christmas Day and realize God is with us. That's the action. But we need to tell our story. Ours is the story of Christmas. And if you don't want to tell your story, tell someone else's story. So I'm going to tell you 3 brief stories this morning. About a young woman, Carl, about Ken and Kaylee, and about Mike. At a Starbucks on a cold winter morning, a young woman stood at a counter with an older African-American man who was homeless. She bought him a cup of coffee and brought him breakfast. Carl recognized Emmanuel, God is with us, and so did I, because I got to see it. On a recent pilgrimage, Ken brought a wheelchair to wheel his wife, Katie, around. They met a woman on the trip that had just finished chemotherapy. She was tired. Kaylee would get out of that wheelchair so this woman could sit in. Ken wheeled them around from morning to night. And what did he say? Through his story, God is with us. Mike was on hospice. A friend went to visit him in his last hours. As this friend was prepared to leave, it was emotional. Mike realized that he said to his friend, "It's okay. I'll be okay. I'll pray for you on the other side." In our pain and our suffering, in his pain and suffering, Mike testified, Emmanuel, God is with us. This week is Christmas. Will those that you encounter experience Emmanuel, God is with us, through you? After Christmas, when you pack up the tree and the lights and the decorations, will you also pack up the Christmas story and put that away in the new year?